Good morning. Hey, this is Dr. Philip Blumschner at the Ozark Chiropractic coming to you on a beautiful Wednesday morning here and such. We're almost to the end of the month. They go by quick. Why is it as we get older, time just goes so fast? And when we're younger, it just sort of creeps along. One of those mysteries in life. But today I want to review a little segment I've done probably years ago. And that's some questions that come up frequently asked by patients regarding care and what's going on. So I figured, well, it's a good time to review some of that stuff. We've had enough coronavirus talk and things, so let's change pace. And so one of the first things I always get is, how will you feel after your first adjustment? Okay, so if you've never had an adjustment before, you don't know what to expect. So perfect. So one thing I'll tell folks, after your first adjustment, one of three things you're going to notice. One, you may feel the best you felt in some time. Fabulous. That's what we always want to see right away. Doesn't always happen, but that's what we look for. Second, sometimes you may have some new or different aches or pains because your body's changing. We're going in there and making a change. So your body's going to react to that. And I always compare it to working out. If you ever lifted weights or exercised for the first time, the next day you're a little sore and stiff, that's very common. That's what you'll see there. And that's all normal. And then the last one is you may not feel much different at all. And things about the same. So those are the first three things that are going to happen after a first adjustment. Okay. Next question I get is, why am I sore in the mornings and again at nighttime sometimes? Okay, well, for one thing, it's a very common pattern we see with patients who have had back issues. You wake up sore and stiff in the mornings. What happens is if you're sleeping well at night, which we do want you to do, you're not moving around much, not tossing and turning. So things will tend to tighten up, stiffen up on you, swell, spasm, etc. So when you first get out of bed in the morning, you're very stiff, restricted, you feel it more. That's one reason I always tell our patients to exercise. Do some of the stretches we go over, that kneaded chest, the rotational exercises. If you're in the shower, with the hot water on the neck, good time to do range of motion for the neck. So those things to do in the morning, that's a very common time. And at the end of the day, what happens is these people also notice that during the day, they tend to loosen up and they feel all right, a little better, and they manage. But then by the end of the day, they start to hurt again. Things start to come back. And what happens there is, again, just from the wear and tear being on your feet and going all day, that pinched nerve starts to get aggravated more pressure, more swelling on it, spasm, etc., and you start to hurt more. So again, that's a very classic pattern. Sore in the mornings, do all right in the day, sore again at night. And that's where in the early stages of care we see that. So again, that's where I always recommend using your ice at the end of the day, doing your stretches and things, and watching yourself throughout the day. So those are some pretty common questions we see there. Another one is a patient, they're starting to do better and they're feeling better, and they go out and they do a bunch of work around their house and yard because they're doing better, and that's normal. But then they get hurt and they're sore and they're flaring. What happened? Well, one thing I always tell patients is your pain is a symptom. It's the last thing you ever feel, but the first thing to go away. But just because the pain's gone away or improving doesn't mean the problem is healed up and gone. That's what we always talk about, working not just to get rid of relief of the pain, but to correct the problem, make that spine as strong as we can so that you have better returns for the long run, not just temporary. So what happens is you've gone out and overdone it too much, and now you're hurting because your body hasn't healed yet. It's doing better, but it's not there yet. So you're not as strong as you would be. So it doesn't take much sometimes to flare things up. And that's something I stress to patients all the time, is just because you're feeling better, don't go out and overdo it. It's an easy way to hurt yourself, and I see that a lot. So again, just keep icing yourself down, doing that one. And then I ask the girls, what's a question that you guys hear? And they say, well, how come I'm not getting better quick enough and stuff? And that good question, because I know everybody wants to be better quicker. I don't blame you. I do too. No different than anybody else and things. But there's a lot of complicating factors, and everybody is different. A young person will respond different than somebody my age and things, and older and such. As we get older, we do not heal as quick. We have more complicated factors upon our spine, whether you've got a lot of arthritis, deterioration in your spine, other existing injuries that have been there for longer times. So all these things add up to just make the case a little more difficult, and it's going to take a little more time. So, patience is the virtue, as they say, and sometimes we just got to deal with that. And I know you don't want to hear that, because you just want to say, I want to be better now. And we want you better too, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. So you just got to realize that everybody's different. How you respond is going to be different from the other person, and how you responded 10, 20 years ago is going to be different from what you respond now too. That's a question I see before, is that patient asks me, I got adjusted, 20 years ago I did 1 or 2 times, I was great. But why isn't it this way? Well, again, that was 20 years ago, and your body's changed a lot, and a lot of other things have gone on. And you're not going to respond that way generally. A lot of people don't just respond where they pop up off the table and everything's perfect. That doesn't happen as much as you think. You hear it, but trust me, I've been doing this for 35 years. That is not the norm. and such. But I hope that answered some questions for you. If you have questions, ask me and stuff. Send them in an email, write to us. You can always send them as my email address. You can catch that as drphil@ozarkchiropractic.com. And things, those websites, ozarkchiropractic.com. Check out the Facebook page. If you have questions, call us, 479-667-5053. But we're here to help you anytime. And like I say, we're making it through the virus. I think things are starting to slowly opening around the country and the state, and they're starting to ease back on things. So we'll gradually keep going. But just let you know that we are still maintaining all our hygiene practices here, cleaning tables after each visit, tables. And there's hand gel out there. There's wipes and things for everybody for access. So you can always clean up and do what makes you comfortable there. We're here to help you get through this and take care of your needs while there. But hey, I want to thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you always and look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.